Hello, we're looking at lesson 67 in the Newcomers book, and the lesson is focused on length. We're going to go through some common length measurements and practice listening and saying these sentences. Additionally, within the sentences, we're going to be practicing using the comparative and the superlative forms of the adjective, adding the comparative, to compare two things. The pencil is shorter than the ruler, and using est to compare three or more things. Henry is the shortest student of all. So the big idea is that we can measure length and distance. Okay? We can measure length and distance. This is 1 inch, and these are centimeters. So we have the metric system, and we have the English system. How many feet long is the bedroom? We can measure it by feet. We could use a tape measure, and we could say, how long is the bedroom? Here are some common length measurements. A foot equals 12 inches. A yard equals 3 feet, or 36 inches. And a mile equals 5,280 feet. And these are English measurements. These are the metric system measurements that most of the world uses. A meter is 100 centimeters. And you know the root word cent. There are 100 cents in a dollar. Century. Cent actually means 100th. It means, right? Centimeters. Kilometer. Kilo means 1,000th. So kilometer, we say, is 1,000 meters. So these are the common lengths that you need to know. A foot is 12 inches. A yard is 3 feet. A mile is 5,280 feet. A meter is 100 centimeters. And a kilometer is 1,000 meters. Okay. This is a yardstick. So it uses a yard, which means it's 3 feet long, and it's measured in inches and feet. And this is a caterpillar, and the caterpillar is about 2 inches long. 1, 2. The caterpillar is about 2 inches long. Our block is 200 yards long. Our block is 200 yards long. 200 yards. So we're going to practice. First you're going to listen, and then you're going to say it with me, and then you're going to practice it with partners. Number 1. Length tells how long something is. Length tells how long something is. Listen. An inch is a small unit of length. You try it. An inch is a small unit of length. Listen. A foot is 12 inches. A foot is 12 inches. Listen. How many feet are between each corner? Say it. How many feet are between each corner? How many yards are in a mile? How many yards are in a mile? A meter is a little longer than a yard. A meter is a little longer than a yard. Excuse me. A mile is 5,280 feet. A mile is 5,280 feet. A kilometer is 1,000 meters. A kilometer is 1,000 meters. There are 100 centimeters in a meter. There are 100 centimeters in a meter. There are 1,000 millimeters in a meter. There are 1,000 millimeters in a meter. Listen. We measure things to find their length. We measure things to find their length. We measure the distance between points. We measure the distance between points. We can measure things with a ruler. We can measure things with a ruler. The caterpillar is about 2 inches long. The caterpillar is about 2 inches long. The yardstick is 1 yard long. The yardstick is 1 yard long. A meter is longer than a yard. A meter is longer than a yard. An inch is shorter than a foot. An inch is shorter than a foot. Use a tape measure for long distances. Use a tape measure for long distances. How long is the classroom wall? How long is the classroom wall? Our block is 200 yards long. Our block is 200 yards long. And now we're going to practice with partners. What would be the average length of a pencil tip? The tip of a pencil, would it be millimeters, yards, centimeters, kilometer, or meter? The length of a pencil tip would be pencil tip, millimeters, right? The length of a pencil would be in centimeters. The length of a desk, 1 yard. The length of a football field is 100 yards. The length of a street, 1 kilometer. Use the word bank to label the pictures. What's this? It is a caterpillar. What is this? It is ruler. What is this? It's a yardstick. What is this? It's a tape measurer. What is this? It is a block, a city block. Adding or est. The pencil is, then the pen. Is it going to be longer or long est? The pencil is longer than the pen. I live on the. So is it 2 or 3? 3 or more. So if it's in the whole city, we're going to say I live on the longer street or the longest street. I live on the longest street in the city. My sister is shorter or shortest than I am. My sister is shorter than I am. Sears Tower is one of the taller buildings. Sears Tower is one of the tallest buildings. It sounds like we're comparing all the buildings, so it's going to be tallest. I am taller than my teacher. I am tallest than my teacher. We're comparing two, so it's taller. I am taller than my teacher.